The Odyssey, Chapter 4, The Bag of Winds. I tried to put the Cyclops' curse out of my mind, and we sailed on peacefully enough until we reached the island of Aeolus, keeper of the winds. Unlike our last host, Aeolus welcomed us kindly. We stayed at his palace for a month, feasting and telling stories. When we left, Aeolus gave me a strange and wonderful present.
"Here,"
he said, handing me a bulging cloth bag.
"This bag contains powerful winds. Let out just a few puffs if you need to change course."
I put the bag in a safe place where my men wouldn't accidentally open it, and we went on our way. Then Aeolus sent us a steady breeze to blow us home. Before we knew it, we were close enough to Ithaca to see people walking about on the shore. I couldn't wait to get back to my kingdom and to see my family again after all those years. By now, I was so exhausted that I couldn't keep my eyes open, and I took a nap. I dreamed of Penelope, my darling wife, and Telemachus, my son, who must almost be a man by now. As I slept, some of my men pulled out the bag full of winds. They must have thought it contained treasure or some other precious thing I was trying to keep to myself, because they opened it. A mighty hurricane whipped up around us. I woke with a start and realized that my men have released all the winds at once. We were blown back and back and back the way we had come, all the way back to Aeolus. This time he wouldn't help us.
"The gods seem against you," he said. "I can't do anything more."
So we set sail again, only this time without the winds of Aeolus. Our ship seemed to crawl through the water. After a while we came to an island and landed to stock up on food and water. I spotted a plump girl walking along the road, and I called out to her. She told us to go and see her mother and father, the king and queen of the Lystrigones, in their palace on the hill.
"They'd be delighted to have you for supper,"
she said with a smile that I really didn't like. When we met the king and queen, we quickly discovered why they'd be so delighted to have us for supper. They were cannibals. We ran for our lives, but not all of us escaped. The Lystrigones soldiers chased us all the way to the shore and hurled rocks at us, smashing almost all of our ships and killing many of my men. Only one single ship of sad, tired men sailed away from that island. We had no supplies and hardly any hope left in our hearts. Next time we landed, I was more cautious. We drew lots, and one group of men stayed at the shore with me, while the other followed Eurylochus to explore and look for food and fresh running water. The scouting party soon came upon a grand stone house in the woods. Eurylochus told me later that outside the house he saw a group of wolves and lions, as meek and friendly as puppies and kittens. One lion even rolled on its back to have its tummy tickled. A woman was singing somewhere nearby. At the sound of their footsteps she appeared in the doorway and beckoned. "Come, strangers, you look tired. Let me offer you refreshments." My weary men went in, hungry and eager and enchanted with this gentle, beautiful stranger. Come in, she sang to them. "I am Circe, and you are welcome in my home. I have sweet wine, fresh bread and honey and olives, ready and waiting for you." But Eurylochus stayed behind. We'd had so little good luck on our journeys that he couldn't help thinking she was just a little too interested in feeding them. He peered through the window to see the men stuffing their faces with food. As they ate, Circe brought them extra little treats and kept their cups full to overflowing. She smiled at them and they seemed to be having a wonderful time, as far as Eurylochus could tell. Too late, the men discovered that the wine was drugged. Eurylochus watched them slump into a deep, deep sleep. Circe waved a slender wand and cried out, "Since you eat like pigs, pigs you shall be." Each sleeping man transformed into an oinking, snuffling, pink, wriggling pig. Eurylochus ran all the way back to me and told me what he'd seen. Telling him not to let the rest of the men out of his sight, whatever happened, I set off along the path in the direction of the stone house. Before I'd gone half the distance, a beautiful young man in winged sandals flew down from the sky and handed me a small sprig of magic herbs. "I am the god Hermes," he said. "Here, Eat these herbs. They will protect you from Circe's magic." Before I could reply, he flew away again. I swallowed the herbs and went on my way. At the house, I saw the tame wolves and lions and wondered if they, too, had once been men. Circe welcomed me, offering food and wine. I ate and drank just as my men had done, but I knew I was safe, thanks to Hermes. Circe waved her wand, chuckling to herself, no doubt thrilled that she'd found another gullible idiot, but nothing happened. "Why aren't you changing?" she pouted. "That's my business," I said, and drew my sword. "Now change my men back." Circe looked impressed. "It's been a long time since anyone has been able to cheat my magic." She smiled softly. "Perhaps you would like to stay as my guest instead of my prisoner." Her eyes twinkled as she spoke, and in that instant I began to fall in love. Or perhaps, despite the herb, I was falling under another spell. Still, I hadn't entirely lost my mind. "I'll only stay if you swear that you don't mean me any harm," I said. "And," I added, "you must reverse the spell you cast on my men before I'll trust you." Circe sighed and agreed. "I swear on all the gods that I will do you no harm." Then she called the pigs, my men, I mean, to her and tapped each one gently on the head with her wand. The pigs began to change and grow until my men all stood before me, looking dazed and scared. I explained that Circe had sworn that she wouldn't hurt us again, so we all decided to stay for a while. I have to admit, it was pleasant to be in a place where no one was trying to kill me or eat me for a change.